What is up, everybody? It's Matt Johnson. We're back with another episode of Real Estate Uncensored. This is the place where you get actionable ideas, insight, and inspiration to turn your real estate career into a life of freedom. And the particular type of freedom we're talking about today is how to use chatbots to start real conversations with real prospects, which means that your marketing can be happening on autopilot and generating conversations with you while you're doing other things and free to be spending time with your family or free to be working on other aspects of your business while your marketing is going on. So we've got Zach Hammer with us today, which ever since I booked you on the show, Zach, I haven't been able to think of this episode without thinking of, I think, was it Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer song? It's literally been going through my mind. So, nice. Zach, we're super stoked for you to be here. And, of course, my illustrious colleague, the junior grandmaster himself, is in your box where you so belong, freezing his butt off up in the Bay Area. Greg, what's up today?
What up, man? Man, it's seriously, as of right now, we are having some of the worst forest fires in California's history, and the air quality is so bad. For once in my life, all my windows are closed, and I'm still freezing my testicles off. It is unfreaking believable. But, you know, nothing like a 50-minute shower to get you in the mood to do a podcast, and a beautiful piece of coffee where. But no, I'm excited. We were talking off air, and Zach, dude, this guy's got some legendary technology that he's rocking, and I love his mindset about it because it's not the typical mindset. He's taking chatbots and not making them, as you would call them, an answering machine, air quotes, which I totally get that. I think they are. That's why I always thought they were stupid. But what you're talking about is taking them and go to another level and really making them cool. So, dude, first off, thank you for the invites. Thank you for the intros, invites. Well, you're invited to come back. Yes, you are. But thank you for the intros. Thanks for being here. Thanks for just being you, brother. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. It's there's some really cool stuff going on, and I'm really excited to get it out there. I haven't actually. You guys are the first that are hearing some of this information publicly from me. So
we're popping your cherry.
You're gonna pop my cherry on the
messages. We're popping his cherry.
Oh my God! So all right, Zach, catch us. For those that don't know who you are, catch the folks up because you've been behind the scenes on a lot of big things that people might know in the real estate space, but you're not really out in front very often. So what's up? What's your background like?
So I've been doing marketing of some form, generally internet marketing, for about the past 10 years or so. About 5 years ago, I took a job as a marketing director for a real estate team in Las Vegas. And during my time there, we were able to get some really great results. But I am an entrepreneur at heart and a horrible employee. So I took the success that I was able to generate in that team and basically took it across the country and started helping agents all over the place. And there wasn't anything that I wouldn't say yes to. If there's something that I could help with, I tried to help. And over the course of time, you do that enough, you start to figure out the things that you hate doing, the things that you really enjoy doing. And what I really enjoyed was any time that I really got to teach people ways that they could grow their business, ways that they could be implementing some of these technologies to get more leads, convert more leads, and really generate new business for their real estate business. And so I've made a shift recently, and I'm really focused on education, and that's where my company comes in. So I've got a company called Real Estate Growth Hackers, and what we're focused on is on teaching and educating people to be able to better generate and convert leads using not just modern technology, though we do a lot of that, but even things from really doing open houses well, direct mail well, anything that can be used to grow a real estate business. We've had some success with that. We try and share that success through courses and training and consulting.
Very cool. Awesome. So we're going to talk about one piece of the technology that's out there right now, which is chatbots, and so we're going to talk about a little bit on how people are. I want to start with how people are misusing it because this is really interesting, right? And so essentially, You're seeing people out there doing pretty much everything under the sun. This is kind of the wild west of chatbots right now, and so you're seeing all kinds of stuff. What do you see out there right now that's just flat out not working?
Yeah. So. The biggest thing that I'm seeing right now, and largely, I bet anybody who's watching this or listening to this has been getting hit up online. I've seen it on Instagram, I've seen it on Facebook, promotions of these real estate centered chatbots, and people are offering it as software, they're selling it, and the biggest thing that I'm seeing from them is they're trying to automate and fix problems that I don't think real estate agents actually have. right? Like they're trying to use every feature that's available through something like ManyChat in order to do things that just isn't necessary. So like as a for instance, how many times do you call up customer service and you get an IDX or not an IDX? What's the name of that? The
Oh
phone tree
yeah, like the
services.
automated, just automated answering.
Yeah.
I can't remember the initials, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyway, so you get one of those automated phone trees. Nobody in their life has ever said, "Man, I love the experience of dealing with automated customer service," right? And yet we somehow think that because it's happening through a chatbot, that's somehow going to be better, and it's not. And so many people are using chatbots as this way to try and automate things that really don't need to be automated. Real estate is very much a belly to belly conversation driven business, and they can be fantastic for doing that. But if you're trying to automate and turn into a bot-centered process that doesn't need to be, it falls flat on its face. Like just as a really quick, for instance, I've seen bots that are designed so that you can like run a search through Messenger and get like IDX results back in your chatbot, and I'm like, why? Right? Like doing an IDX search on your site is going to be better than that. It doesn't make sense.
Yes, they're trying to bring things into Messenger that nobody in the history of real estate has done, even verbally. Like Greg, you would never like if Greg wouldn't hop on the phone and verbally read off IDX results, why do it in Messenger?
Of course
exactly.
I would. I mean, that's just a fun Friday night for me.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I knew you were going to say that. If you didn't say it, I was going to beat you to it. Damn it, Greg. Come on.
It's a 1-800-IDX.
Right, I can just see Greg, and it's
give me
mandatory that Greg
IDX.
be wearing. Yes, you must be wearing leg warmers and have your feet up on the wall, twirling the actual phone cord from the '80s, like that's.
Or my hair.
And just twirling your hair on a Friday night.
1-800-IDX. It's
right.
Friday night.
That's a
I'm your
mental image
hostess
none
with
of
the
us are gonna be able to
mostest.
understand.
I've got a lovely 3-bed, 2-bath walkout ranch.
Ooh, and it's got a big view.
That's right.
Anyways,
All right.
moving forward.
So they're automating. So they're creating automated versions of conversations people don't even want to have in the real world, basically.
Absolutely. And it's all designed on this idea of this is the other big thing that's being missed. It's all designed on the idea that somebody's going to like click the button to go into your chatbot, right? Like it basically starts with just this assumption that somehow people are going to end up in there, and then hey, once they're in there, it's going to automatically sort and sift through all these different people. But very few people are talking about really how do you get people into these chatbots, because nobody's just going to click that button, right? Like you got to have a way of generating the traffic. You got to have a way of getting people in there. And to that point, it's incredibly important to understand where these chatbots are excelling, because they're fantastic. There's a lot of great things going on with them. So understanding where their strengths are and not just trying to play with the technology for the sake of playing with the technology. So we could dive into that if you want to, about where.
Yeah, let's talk about when you think of a chatbot, what's the first strength that you think of? What comes to mind?
So the easiest way for me to understand chatbots right now and why they're so powerful is not to think of them as automating communication as much as a million times more effective, actually to be specific, 3.5 more times effective landing page than a general landing page will be. So the reason why I say 3.5 is on average, we see traffic to lead conversion on a landing page at somewhere between 10 to 20%. We're seeing pretty consistently that if you replace your landing page with a chatbot sequence that's designed to collect the same information, we've seen upwards of 70% of people convert to lead, meaning email address, meaning contact information, just by putting that same process into a chatbot rather than having it be a landing page. And that's not even including the number of people who technically become subscribers to your bot and you can communicate, through Messenger. That's leads, traditional leads, the way that you would normally think of a lead, right? And so just from that alone, if you stop thinking of a chatbot as this robot that's going to, automatically, sort and sift business for you, but you start thinking of it as a drastically more effective landing page, that's when things really start to get interesting and really start to get magical, because you can create better results off of ad campaigns that you're honestly probably already running.
So 70% more click-throughs than a landing page. That's what you're talking.
So 20% of landing pages, 20% of landing pages convert to an email address, if you take that landing page and put it into a messenger bot, 70% will convert. So 3.5 times as many people will become a lead in a messenger bot than they will on a landing page.
That's insane. Okay, so what are we all doing so wrong? I mean, how are we not doing this right? I mean, if it's this big of a conversion difference, we should all really be tuning into this and being, okay, Zach the master, the god of all things chatbot, teach us, how do we become like you? I'm serious about that. Seriously, I'm not kidding around.
Absolutely. So it's really simple. There's a framework that I like to think about. So if hopefully people are starting to become familiar with some of the technology, but ManyChat is a software technology that allows you to build these chatbots without having to be a super intelligent coder or anything like that. It's pretty drag and drop,
so
easy to understand.
Perfect for Matt.
Is that what you're absolutely saying? Perfect for that. but yeah, so it's really easy to do, and even within ManyChat, there's a ton of features that people just don't need. Right? There's a section called growth tools, and I forget what it is. There's probably like 16 options in there of different growth tools, which are these tools that ManyChat has that you can get people into your bot, right? And honestly, I have gotten most of my success just by using one of them, one of the 16, and that's the comment growth tool, which is you do a post on Facebook, people who comment on that post, your page automatically messages them as a result of them commenting on that post. Okay, so understand that that's the basic process. Is you use this comment growth tool. So to do this, you have to put out what I call trigger posts. Okay, and the trigger posts, excuse me. So the trigger posts are designed, just like it sounds. They're designed to trigger a comment. They're designed to trigger a result. And these are going to be any number of things. I'll give you a couple examples of what that might look like. So a great one that I really love is called a coming soon, guess the price. You guys have probably seen that style of Facebook post on somebody's page where you've got a coming soon listing and you're just running a contest. You're saying, guess the price, whoever gets the closest first, I'm going to give you a Home Depot gift card, or I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you a Starbucks gift card. I'm going to give you something as a result of you participating in this contest. Whoever gets the price right first wins. Okay. So what's cool is that you're going to get a ton of interaction on this thing, right? You're going to get a ton of people commenting. You're going to get lots of fun, lots of engagement. They enjoy the contest. But the other side of this is that the people who comment, now your bot is automatically going to follow up with, okay? It's going to send them a message. And the first thing that you got to do, so this is the next step. So you trigger post, you connect it to your bot. The first thing that your bot is going to do is it's got to get them to opt into the bot, okay? And the way that you do that is by getting them to respond. So very simply, the way that they're going to do this is they're going to lock in their price guess. So you're going to send them that first message. It's going to be, hey, I saw that you participated in our coming soon guess the price contest. In order to lock in your entry into our contest, I just need you to respond with lock it in so that you can lock in your entry into our contest. Okay, it seems goofy, but the reason is they are not a subscriber to your bot until they have replied to you. Okay, so the whole goal is just to get them to reply. So now they've subscribed. Now they're in your system. You can message them through through ManyChat, through the Facebook Messenger system. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. And so, but right now, this coming soon guess the price person. Sure, you can message them. They're what I would call like a hyperlocal lead. You know that they're interested in the right area. If you targeted your ad correctly, you've got somebody who's in the area. But what we really want to do is we want to take these people and now start to figure out, are they a potential client? Are they somebody that we can potentially work with? And so you automate the next message and very simply just say, I get, thanks so much for participating. You're locked into the contest. If you win, we'll be sure to reach out to you. And then the next message is one more thing. We actually get a lot more of these coming soons than we're able to post online. Would you be interested in being added to our list so that you can see the coming soon properties before they're publicly available?
Good bait. Right? Good. I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. And so now, if anybody that responds to that, what do we know about them? Right? They're no longer just a hyperlocal. They're a buyer, right? They're somebody who is ready and looking for a property. Now we know that about them. And then I take it one question further, and this is just to deepen that rapport, deepen the qualification. And that one question is, great, I've got you on that list. Are there any features, price points, areas that you're looking for so I can make sure to surface the best options for your goals. Right. And now we've taken somebody who's just interested, and we've actually started to build that understanding of what they're looking for, what they're needing, so that we can then take their answers and drive that relationship home. Right. So
That's interesting.
automatically through this bot, we're able to take a flood of people that we know nothing about, find the people that are worth talking to more about, buying a home specifically, and then even further take those people who are really motivated enough to actually engage with us and start that conversation. And that's the basic process. And once you have that all built out, now the back end part is that you're just driving traffic to it. And driving traffic to it's super simple. It's a Facebook ad to anybody who lives in the area that you serve, right? Because you're going to get a ton of interaction because of the nature of this contest, right? There's no fancy targeting. The fanciest thing that I do, and I'd be happy to share, I didn't set this up before getting on with you guys, but I actually have a list of real estate interests that makes somebody more likely to be a real estate agent. So you can use that as an exclusion list, so that you're not putting your ad in front of real estate agents.
Nice.
Break that down a little bit for us.
Simple targeting. What's that?
Break that down for us a little bit, because that sounds really interesting. Because a lot of the times when people are running ads, like, I do these ads, man. I totally love to do this stuff. One, they don't know how to do it. You just explained it. I've had other guests on that can explain it as well. But the exclusion list. I love that. How do you exclude people like ex-girlfriends?
So the key is to just have available a ready list of interests that are likely going to indicate somebody's a real estate agent, right? And so there's all sorts of things that fall into this list. Some are better than others. And this is the kind of thing that is constantly changing and in flux, especially with the stuff that recently went down with Facebook with the Cambridge Analytica stuff, where now they've started removing all sorts of targeting and whatnot. So you gotta stay abreast of what's actually still available. But most of this stuff is still there. So I always like to think of targeting from the standpoint of what sorts of things people engage with, right? So I go through the senses and I think through that way. And there's all sorts of different categories. So there's thought leaders, right? You got your people like Tom Ferry. You got your people like potentially Mike Ferry. I feel like Brian Buffini fits in that world. Any of these people that are influencers in the world of real estate, and you just literally you assemble a list of anybody that you can find that Facebook lets you target, people who are interested in this person, because anybody who's interested in them, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be a real estate agent, right? Then you have other things. So here's an example of a not great one and how to turn it into a good option. So Zillow is not a great one to me to use as an interest to exclude real estate agents, because there are a lot of people who will engage with Zillow as a website, as a consumer, who might show an interest in it, right? A great one to engage with, though, as an interest to exclude real estate agents is going to be Zillow Premier Agent. Anybody who's interested in Zillow Premier Agent, because
that makes sense.
The only people who are interested in that are going to be real estate agents. And so it's basically just the process of you go through and you think through all these different ideas of thought leaders, influencers, websites, books, podcasts. If podcasts that are popular enough, then Facebook allows you to target them.
Like, a great way to get a certain podcast might come to mind. Just gonna say,
certain podcasts, but and so you assemble this list, and then you can literally copy and paste these into Facebook. There's an option in the detail targeting. So when you're building out an ad, you have your campaign goal to start. Then you start getting into the ad set, which is where you're going to be determining your audience. In that audience, there's a section that says detailed targeting, and in there is where you have your interests. Down toward the bottom, a lot of people miss this. In that section is the option to exclude. So you click a button, you add the ability to exclude, and you can exclude by interest. And you can literally just take this list and copy and paste it in there. And now you're probably filtering out 80 to 90% of real estate agents, right?
Question for you on the counter side of that. Instead of excluding, could you include to hyper-target?
Absolutely. So if you want to, like as a for instance, in my business, right, I run ads to real estate agents. I want to target them, so I use the same list in the exact opposite way. So I use this as a way to get in front of the people that I want to get in front of. You can use the same interest both ways. It's just the selection of whether you're using it to target or you're using it to exclude.
And this isn't, I mean, with the whole, Facebook crackdown, I mean, they're still allowing you to do this. This isn't like old information.
Yes.
I'm not saying that what you're saying is old. I'm just trying to clarify for the listening public that, hey, look, like this is, you can still do this today, right?
Absolutely, because most of this, so a lot of what Facebook removed was their third partner, their third party category stuff. So
Right.
they removed like the people who, that it specifically shows that they own their home. They removed some of the income targeting. They've actually just recently brought some of that back.
Cool.
So they removed a lot of the stuff that basically, companies like Experian and Datalogics and some of these companies that had gathered everything about us because we use credit cards, and they had partnered with those people to match them up with the Facebook audience. They've removed a lot of that, but this information is all within Facebook. The pages that they've liked, the pages that they've been to, the potentially the places where the Facebook pixels are showing up, that kind of stuff. And so it's all still within the Facebook world, and it's still readily available. They have removed aspects of this. So you used to be able to target by job title and by employer. It appears that right now I'm not able to. Right, like the section still shows up, but when you run a search to try and input that information, like nothing's coming up anymore. So
Really?
some of this stuff, like that's what I was saying. It's in flux, right? Some of this stuff stays around, some of it leaves. But if you understand the basic idea of who are the people that these real estate agents are going to interact with, what are the books that they read, what are the TV shows that they watch, what are the movies that they consume. I'm going through all these things. Some of them are more or less relevant, right? Like there probably aren't movies that you can really point to say, yes, this is good for a real estate agent, because it would also be far-reaching for other places. But there are books that are.
If you wanted to target entrepreneurs, though, you could easily target, let's say, if people were big fans of what is that, the Founder, the movie about McDonald's,
Yep.
Ray Kroc.
Absolutely.
So if you wanted to target entrepreneurs, that's a pretty good bet. Somebody that watched that movie is either an entrepreneur or they're interested, because nobody else is going to care about that, unless you're a really big fan of sausage egg McMuffins, which as a connoisseur that I am. Anyway, okay.
Hey, those are always important to make sure that you watch. Actually, Matt, to your point, man, last night I was sitting on the couch, yesterday afternoon, actually, and my girlfriend and I were looking through videos, movies to watch, right? Because football was over, it's kind of in flux in that day, and The Founder came on. I'm like, oh my God, have you seen this movie? Now, she's not an entrepreneur, and she's like, yeah, whatever. She went right past it. I'm like, that's a great freaking movie, dude. And she's like,
awesome.
Not into it.
She's not interested in your struggle. Not interested.
I know, man. She's not in my plight of life.
All right, so let's sum up a little bit, and then Zach, I want to talk about your course for a second before we wrap things up. So here's my takeaways so far. Basically, people are misusing chatbots to automate conversations that people really aren't interested in having to begin with. So that's mistake number one. They're also including a lot of bells and whistles on there that really don't need to be added in, right? Which I've seen. I had a client do that for his podcast, and all sorts of bells and whistles, when really just a couple of key questions is probably good enough. And then we can use Facebook targeting to exclude other agents from our ads, or there's still a lot of targeting options that are there that we can use to kind of dial in who we want to talk to. Still plenty of stuff available. So what I would call this is, I would say it's probably a radically simple approach to using chatbots, kind of stripping out a lot of the complexity, stripping out a lot of the, like you mentioned, if we don't need the bells and whistles, if the public isn't interested, it just makes our job easier. So I think that's where you come in, because you created a course that basically has pre-built campaigns because you don't need all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
tell us a little bit about that.
So I kind of started this by, one of the things that I said was a lot of the ad campaigns that you may already be running will adapt really well into chatbots. And so that's a lot of what I've done. I've taken campaigns that I've already ran, that I have experience, that work in different forms and fashions. And I've taken the landing page portion out and put in the chatbot so you can see how you can adapt ad campaigns to this. So the course that I put together, it's perfect for anybody who's just beginning. It gives you the concepts that you need to understand why chatbots can be so useful, so powerful. But it also gives you everything that you need to literally plug and play campaigns that are working right now in all sorts of different aspects of your business. And I've got it set so that no matter what sort of level you might be at in terms of where you are in your business and maybe what kind of budget you have, there's an option that works for you. I've got up to 13 campaigns available between all the different levels of my course. But for super cheap, you're going to be able to get started and start seeing the power of being able to generate leads through these chatbots. And I'm super excited about it. It really, honestly, I put together this course as a way to start exposing more of my teaching to people. So I've got this priced stupidly cheap compared to what it's worth. My whole goal is just to get that message out there, to get more people learning about this, and really show more real estate agents what kind of teaching we're doing at Real Estate Growth Hackers, and really show what kind of value we're bringing to the market. So anyway, that's a bit about what's going on with that, though.
Cool. And then what's the link for people to get in? Check it out.
So honestly, where I would recommend that people start right now, I put together a free resource for everybody that you can get just by going to the link bit.ly, so bit.ly/REU bots. So I put together a link for everybody here, listening to this podcast, Real Estate Uncensored. And what that has, it's actually completely free. So whether or not you're interested in getting the course at some point, I put together a welcome bot template, which is designed to be the best way to have an answering machine for your business, right? Instead of being a confusing phone tree that you're doing through Messenger, it's designed to receive the conversation and start it off so that you can, as the agent, actually go in and have a real meaningful conversation. So I put that together for you. You could get that again at bit.ly/REU bots. And it's completely free. You just you click the button, it starts engaging with you through Messenger, so you can see how that process works. And there's even a free course that I put together with it that walks you through how to use the templates, what they're good for, and a little bit about ManyChat as well. So yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. We'll make sure that we get that into the show notes, which is fantastic. I can't encourage people enough to go check that out. This sounds awesome. I know, Greg, Greg is literally sitting over there. He's not paying attention to anything we're saying because he's evil scheming. I know Greg.
I am. Actually.
I know Greg's looks. He's evil scheming. But let's close with this, Greg.
Actually was. I was looking at this. I was looking at bots. I'm like, how do we make this thing work? Because my mind's already moving. Like, can I use this for EXP recruitment? Can I use this for lead gen for my team? All this cool stuff. I mean, Zach. Obviously, dude, you know what you're talking about, and that's a really cool thing. Sorry to say, you went right over the fuck my head. I'm just like, what? But that's a cool thing, and that's what I really like about this is that we brought people. You're on the show. And now you're going to be able to teach people, walk them through this through your course with the discount. Like you said, stupidly cheap. Get people into the world of digital, the intranet and the book of faces that everyone is seeming to speak of, and really kind of understand this because chatbots. They're not going anywhere. Automation is the way things are going to go, and so the sooner people can get on the bandwagon and really start thinking about this. Matt knows me too well. We've been incredibly close friends for a long period of time, business partners for a long period of time. So when he sees a certain look on my face, he's like, yep, there goes Greg. Because it's not that I'm not paying attention. It's that my wheels are moving. I just like where you're going. That's all.
Exactly. Sometimes I would prefer Greg just take a quick snooze, but yeah, because usually the evil schemes involve me doing work, but not in this case, so I'm fine with it. So
I have a spreadsheet for you, my friend. It'll be coming over later, Matt.
Oh, great. Yeah, send that to Caitlin. That doesn't go to me. That goes to Caitlin. Okay, so Greg, let's talk about why people should reach out and connect with you, because if they would like to have an amazing life of real estate freedom where they do 3 deals a month and have ever increasingly better clients and better average sale price and all that fun stuff, why should they let's talk about that for a second and how they can get in contact with you to talk about that.
Well, contact me because I'm a sexy piece of man meat. But besides that, outside of my weekends, yes.
Oh, okay.
But guys,
that's right. If you would like Greg to whisper sweet nothings to you about a 3-bed, 2-bath walkout, call 1-800
open house.
That's right.
No, in all honesty, guys, go to bookmcdaniel.com. We talk about it every show. Go to bookmcdaniel.com. Book 30 minutes with me. The link was down for about 2 weeks. My apologies. I clicked the wrong button. But my openings are back up, and I can take those calls again. Let's talk about EXP. Let's talk about you guys. Let's talk about your future. Let's talk about your family. Let's talk about where you guys want to be. As you guys know, I was sick about 2 years ago for the entire month of December. Ooh, a black cat. I got one of those. Yeah. Wow, floppy face. Oh, buddy. Oh. Mine's being a lazy bastard somewhere. But if you guys want a life that like Zach has, he's working home with his furry idiots, like I work at home with my furry idiots. You know what? Let's talk about this. EXP is a way that Matt and I have chosen to go. We want to see if it might be the right fit for you. So go to bookmcdaniel.com and we'll start there. Matt, explain to everybody how they're going to warm that piece of coal that we call your heart. How do we do that?
Well, if you'd like to warm my heart, go to iTunes or Apple Podcasts right now. Give us a 5-star rating and review, and specifically for this episode, do me a favor and give Zach a shout out in the review. That would warm my tiny little coal heart. So I would appreciate that. Thank you, Greg, for that.
We need to make him a real boy, everybody.
That's
Instead
right.
of Pinocchio, we need to make him a real boy.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening and tolerating us. We appreciate it. In honor of Zach's shirt, and EXP, we're going to do an orange bow upon this show. So let's wrap it up and send it home, Greg.
Oh, I love orange bows. All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Zach, you are a legend amongst men. You have got a lot of knowledge stored up in your head, and you got a big giving heart that you want to give out to people. So, guys, please go check Zach out. Go look at everything. Thank you guys for watching and listening. We truly appreciate it. We love you. We couldn't do this without you. The reason why we bring people like Zach on is because we truly want to see you guys thrive, not just survive. So go make yourself a legendary day. We'll see you guys on the next show. Until then, peace out, ninjas! We're gone.